The Toyota Wigo is a fun, zippy little hatchback, and a lot of people agree with me because of the sales value of how we can get one of these Wigos. I mean, take a look at this thing. It really looks cute, and especially with this current generation model, you got that front fascia that looks really angry like a small bulldog, but in its yellow color, it looks like kind of a Pokemon, right? Anyway, TRD gave its last hurrah before switching over and transitioning to Gazoo racing. So with this one, you got the Toyota Wigo TRD S, and it's got all the go-fast bits that all Wigo owners really love. Let's go ahead and check it out, and we'll see exactly what I mean. How's it going, guys? Roy Robles here from Zigwheels.Ph, and today we're going to take a look at the 2021 Toyota Wigo TRD S. Let's play a game, shall we? We're going to count how many TRD badges the Toyota Wigo TRD S has. You got the first one right there, TRD S, so that's one. So we'll take a look at the front fascia right here. Now, the regular Toyota Wigo would have this usual angry grille that gives it a more menacing yet cute look. It also got this menacing angry headlamps with projector headlamps paired with a halogen high beam. Now, you also have this chin in the bottom right here, giving it a more aggressive look. The overall front facial look definitely gives it a more aggressive stance, and again, that's what you want with your small cars, right? So with the overall front facial look, the Toyota Wigo definitely gives it the face for an aggressive look. And when I first reviewed the Toyota Wigo more than a year ago, I lamented the fact that you had these 90s looking door handles along with this lock right here, but it kind of grew on me and kind of makes it just right for the Toyota Wigo side profile. But of course you got this TRD badge, another TRD badge right there, so that you got one on each side, so that's three. So all in all, this side profile really looks good. You even have a repeater signal here on the side mirror, but those 14-inch mags, which is the same with the lower trims of the Vios, is kind of a letdown. I wish they gave it 15-inch mags to give it a really nice and meaty look. You have these TRD side skirts here. Of course, another TRD badge at the bottom here. Of course, you have on the other side. So that, all in all, that's five TRD badges. So you've got this nice integrated spoiler in the rear here with another TRD badge. So that's another pair. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. So you got 7 TRD badges all in all so far. And looking at the side profile, there's nothing much to complain about. It's just a plain slab of metal right there. But of course, what more are you looking for in an economy hatch? Heading over to the rear of the Toyota Wigo TRD S, you got this huge hatch to put all your stuff in it. And of course, hey, take a look at this. You got aftermarket looking tail lamps that kind of look like, you know, they're from the aftermarket, but they're actually stock from Toyota. They kind of look like those Altezza tail lamps from the 90s, and you have it on the Toyota Wigo. They understand that some, or actually most Toyota Wigo owners would like to modify their car, so they went ahead and gave that to them. You got this interesting chin at the bottom right here. There are no diffusers right there, which is of course not tacky, which is a good thing. But hey, it's another TRD badge, so that brings the total of the TRD badges to 8, and if you add this one, that's 9. So in the exterior, you've got 9 TRD badges on the Wigo TRD S. So the only way to open this hatch is of course from the inside, so let's go ahead and do that. So we open it from the inside, and as soon as you open it, you're greeted to a huge cargo space. Not that much, but for this type of segment of cars, you definitely have big enough cargo space. It actually fits all our camera equipment, so if you want to go out golfing on a Toyota Wigo, you can go ahead and put 2 golf bags inside there or a week's worth of groceries. All right, so behind the wheel of the Toyota Wigo, it's surprisingly roomy. The seats are soft, albeit lacking a bit of support there, but yeah, that's understandable for these types of segments of cars. There's no soft touch materials anywhere except for these ones in the door panel, but that's just felt lining, I call it, with an interesting 90s looking design. The probably found a few spare parts or spare bits from all those 90s Toyotas and then stuck it right here. No worries, I'm not complaining. It adds kind of a character to it. So you got these circular aircon vents on the side. The dashboard's nicely molded in a way to give it a more interesting appeal to the driver. Unfortunately, you've got this, oh my goodness, this piano black material on the middle here that includes and integrates the automatic air conditioning, the 7-inch touchscreen, which surprisingly has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Wow, even in the entry-level cars, you get these types of smartphone integration, and that's definitely appreciated. You got the gauge panel right here. It's pretty old school, but it has amber lighting to it, and it's actually nice to look at and not so garish in a way to make it more distracting. But look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel is this tiny little thing. It's nicely molded. It's polyurethane. But if you look at the remember what I said about this old Toyota bit that they've stuck here. If you notice the Toyota FJ Cruiser steering wheel, it kind of gives off that vibe right here. They probably found a few bits of it lying around in the factory and then stuck it here. I'm not saying that it's a bad look. It actually is pretty nice to look at, and it's nice to hold. Unfortunately, it's not adjustable at all. You can't adjust it for tilt or rake. That goes the same with the seats. You can only adjust the how I lean back here and push forward and back, and that's it. No height adjustment whatsoever. The shifter is way down here at the bottom. It's only a 4-speed automatic, so don't expect any spirited driving in the Toyota Wigo TRD S. For this one, you got your manual handbrake, no center console and hand or armrest whatsoever. It's just a car, but again, these types of econo hatches are definitely, just there for your enjoyment, for your driving. It's the cheapest way for you to get on the road, maybe an upgrade over an older used car or a motorcycle. You got it right here. One more thing of interest, look at this dome light right here. It looks like one of those aftermarket dome lights where you get from your neighborhood hardware stores. They just stuck it right here. It's interesting, I'll give you that. At least it has that dome light, and you'll be glad that they gave you that dome light. Oh, and one more thing, just one last thing, I promise. It's got a dash cam. This dash cam right here is exclusive to the Toyota Wigo TRD S, and you won't find it in any variant, and I'm glad that they have got that integrated, so no ugly dash cams on the front, because Toyota's got you covered with this branded dash cam from Toyota. Let's check out the back and see how that works out for my 5'10.5" frame. So right now I'm in the back seat and I'm sitting behind my natural driving position, and even if that were the case, I still have enough knee room and leg room to move around. Unfortunately, I've got this huge center tunnel in the middle, so anyone who would be unfortunate enough to be sitting in the middle, even though you got a headrest, would have to contend with the other people's feet, on your left and the right. So you got that going. You got automatic windows, you got this grab handle, and of course in the front of the chair, you've got map pockets for all your stuff and other stuff that you would be losing in no time. But I'd say that even headroom, even for my frame, I fit real nice. That's no worries. And I'd say it's an all right place to be at. At least you don't get these bench type seats. It's pretty molded for my back and my behind. And yeah, I see myself riding here for a short time. All right, so we're heading off in the Toyota Wigo TRD S. There's not much difference. Actually, there's no difference at all between this model and the rest of the lineup. You still have your 65 horsepower, 89 Nm of torque engine up front. It's a front wheel drive, and the suspension is the same. Even the mags are the same size. Now the thing about the TRD-S is that, well, the Wigo, that is. The thing about the Wigo is that it's not really a fast car, right? Just temper your expectations. And even though it has the TRD badge in it, it doesn't help at all with the performance, but what it does help with is the feel, the feel that you're definitely riding one of these TRD cars, even though it's a Wigo. Now that's the thing about TRD. I never thought of TRD being an unattainable car, or a car company, or a modifications company that's all about being unattainable, being aspirational. I always thought TRD was about building up from a base model, building up from a base Toyota. I mean, sure, you've got your TRD versions of those special race cars and all that, But remember, TRD also has special versions of the simple Corollas, Vios, and why can't they give it to the Wigo? Now, of course, TRD is no longer there, right? They've transitioned over to Gazoo Racing just a couple of years ago. And I feel that Toyota gave the Wigo this TRD badge as some sort of like a swan song to it. Like, hey, since Gazoo Racing will be changing up, I will be changing up to more hardcore racing, let's go ahead and give the TRD badge to the Wigo. As a reminder that TRD really isn't about it's about being fast, sure. It's also about the feeling that it gives to the driver, the owner of any car, even a lowly Wigo. Makes a huge impact to the client. Just seeing that TRD badge there can give you a definite impact, even though this isn't fast. Now, about my honest driving impressions, let's just say that it's really not my cup of tea, right? But I can see that the Wigo is one of those cars where it's more of like a starter car, if you may. A starter car for a small family, or maybe a parent who wants to give their kids, something reliable that they can lean back into. I mean, sure, they're not going to buy their kids, these Civics or these sedans or these SUVs. Maybe they just need a car to give their kid and give them peace of mind that their kid is coming home in one piece. A Toyota is known to be reliable, it's thought to be easy to maintain, and fuel efficient. I mean, come on, look at the fuel economy. By the way, that fuel economy in the city, 12 kilometers per liter, easy. On the highway, crazy, 19 kilometers per liter. So, oh my goodness, see? That's the thing about Toyotas. Of course, let's talk about the price. Pricing for the TRD S, the Wigo TRD S, starts at 700,000 pesos. Now, you got to put that into perspective, right? Sure, people can say that you can just go ahead and buy a second-hand car, or there are cheaper options out there, but remember, it's a Toyota. Plus, here's the thing. If you get the Wigo TRD S, you got the last TRD in the country. They're going to transition over to GR, or Gazoo Racing. This is definitely something to brag about, guys. Don't sleep on the Wigo, right? Don't sleep on the Wigo TRD S. Because this is going to be the last TRD out there. And that's got to count for something, right? A lot of people harp on the Wigo, crap on the Wigo, but driving this after a few days made me realize, what do you really want out of a car? It's just a car. And the TRD badge definitely gives you this experience. Now I don't own this Wigo, I'm just driving this for a few days, but it kind of reached out to me, It has that special sauce, that special something, and I understand why a lot of people are bringing this car out. And if you're a first-time car buyer, if you're upgrading from, I don't know, a bike, a motorcycle, and a lot of people are harping on you for buying the Wigo, well, forget about them, all right? Proud that you're owning a Wigo, and be even more proud that you're getting the TRD S. So there you have it, folks. The Toyota Racing Development swan song isn't a hypercar, isn't a supercar, or even a sports car out there, but it's in the Toyota Wigo. I think this is symbolic for Toyota Racing Development, that TRD wasn't really about, high out performance or unattainable, expensive cars, but it's about power to the people. And that's what the 2021 Toyota Wigo TRD S is all about. I think it's a great starter car for startup families, for college students, and what a starter car it definitely is. So what do you think? Do you agree with me if the Toyota Wigo is a great starter car? Leave us a comment in the comment section down below. And make sure to subscribe and leave us a like and hit that notification icon so you're updated whenever we upload a new video. Once again, it's Roy Robles from Zigwheels.Ph, and I'll see you guys next time.